Hello guys, we're here at GenCon 2016 at one of our favorite booths, talking to one of our favorite people, fresh off of a hot Kickstarter for the Burning Wheel Codex. It's Luke Crane. Luke, how are you doing, man?
Doing really well.
Great.
So happy to see that Team Covenant still destroying, still making cool pieces for Star Wars games.
Well, we're quite happy to see that you have new offerings. So it's a mutual appreciation, I suppose. Tell us about this, because I kickstarted this. I think Jonathan kickstarted as well. We're big Burning Wheel fans. Been here from the beginning, you could say. What's up? What is this thing? I don't even have my copy yet.
Well, your copy is shipping. This is our cave troll, but...
Are you telling me that you brought copies of GenCon before you shipped them to Kickstarter backers? It's the greatest. I've seen nothing. I swear, I've been researching all this stuff to lead up to GenCon. Number one thing that people want to complain about. Did you have copies for sale at GenCon before you fulfilled your Kickstarters? As a Kickstarter person, I mean, you're very aware of Kickstarter. You worked for Kickstarter. Do you still work for Kickstarter?
Yes.
All right. How do you feel about that?
Why somebody ask me if I still work for Kickstarter? Yeah.
What do you say?
I'll let you know when I don't.
What would you say about it? What would you say about that? What's the ethics behind bringing something to Kickstarter before your backers get it? You bring something to a con.
This is crazy.
Come on.
How did this get so dark so fast?
It's not dark.
I haven't even answered a question yet.
I'm asking you. This is your first question. This is from the gut journalism. I just want mine, is all I'm saying.
All right, okay. So, can I swear?
Yes, absolutely. We will bleep you out, yes.
Oh, I hate it when you bleep me out. Censorship! It's impinging on my freedom of speech. Okay, look. We launched this Kickstarter January 5th, 2016.
Right.
It's August 4th, 2016.
Of the same year, yes.
Yeah.
It's a very quick turnaround. It's a well-run Kickstarter.
And look, it's a book that's here. You know what? Wait for it. It has words in the book.
So you're saying that you've done a great job here and there's nothing to complain about.
And wait, there's not only new art in the book, but a whole new art style.
The Weather Witch?
In the book.
That's a very dramatic pause there, Luke.
I'm just letting him do his thing. So...
Tell me...
So, we have sweated blood, bleep that, to get this book to you all. And trust me, I wanted everything fulfilled before GenCon.
Right.
It didn't happen. We tried. But it's in progress. Like, we have someone in the warehouse, 2 people in the warehouse right now, just like labeling packages and
nice.
carting them off to the postal service. So it's possible that you get home and it'll be
absolutely
waiting for you at home.
And I absolutely actually don't have any problem with it whatsoever. But I wanted to give you a chance to talk to those people.
I mean, I get it. Like, I understand, and I'm really sensitive to you put it up on Amazon before the backers got it. You sold at GenCon before the backers got it. So we don't have the logistical capability to do the fulfill at GenCon thing. Honestly, I mean, part of the logistical capabilities of that are, if I give you this book, this is $30 less I take home from GenCon.
Right.
Because, I mean, it costs so much money to get this book to GenCon that I have to sell them all here.
Right.
So...
Now, more importantly, tell me about the book.
Sure.
I haven't even got to see this yet, right?
560 pages, I believe. Yeah.
Wow.
560. So coming in 40 pages shy of Burning Wheel Gold. It's a slim volume.
Insanity.
But
what is in it?
So it's an anthology of all the material that has gone out of print, or most of the material that's gone out of print, not all.
Are we talking Adventure Burner?
Adventure Burner, lots of Adventure Burner, lots of advice. The beliefs chapters in there, the Adventure Burner proper, like how to create an adventure in there, all the stuff about creating situation and world building. And, that's all in there, which people seem to like.
So tell me this: if I'm at home and I'm not a Burning Wheel player, I've not played Burning Wheel, can I pick this book up and still have relevant advice for any kind of role-playing session?
You mean for non-Burning Wheel?
Yeah.
No, I don't actually. just like anathema to me. No, the advice is specific to Burning Wheel.
But as an adventurer in various other systems, there's great wisdom in there. Like I read the Adventure Burner, and I use that stuff everywhere. It's concepts. It's conceptual. It's like
there's no beliefs in those games.
There can't be. We can put them there. But every good GM is going to find a way to do something like that, right?
What else? You're gonna just design a game now?
No.
You're just gonna design a new role playing game? Steal my mechanics?
So you got the Adventure Burner in there. What else? What else in there? Dungeon? Or were we designing dungeons as well?
Yeah. Well, that's part of the Adventure Burner, but there's no hex mapping or anything like that.
Right.
So that's for another game. There are 5 new sets of life paths. So the Great Wolves, Trolls, Rodin, Dark Elves, and the Wizard life paths from the Magic Burner.
Wow.
Are all in there, and they've all been cleaned up and re-edited. There's a life path in the Wizard chapter. I think there's only one new life path, new life path in the Wizard chapter, but it is perhaps one of my favorite life paths that I've ever made.
Can you tell me about it?
Do you want to know?
Yeah, I would love to.
No spoilers? All right.
I would love to know. Yeah, tell me about it.
We were editing these, and we're going over them, and so the editor for this book is
it's beautiful.
Topi Makinen, who's a friend and a fan and just a great editor. He's like very sharp and loves Burning Wheel so much that he'll tell me when something is which he did many times. Where is this thing? So he and I, had a couple of sessions, like obviously he read the game and went over and over and over it, but we had a couple of sit-down sessions with him, like leaning over my shoulder saying, I think this is weak, I think this needs to be fixed.
Oh, nice.
Which is very helpful, like having that kind of impersonal, like just marking up the sheet versus the very personal, like him staring at me with cold, dead eyes until I made the change kind of thing. It's a good mix. So in one of my favorite settings, the Death Cult setting.
Oh,
in
excellent.
The Magic Burner section. We were looking at it, and like it goes from harem slave to death cultist, all the way to death priest and death artist. Like those are the kind of the pinnacle of it. But we realized there was no in the Death Cult setting. There was no true believer. There's no one who could go out into society for the Death Cult and get things done. There's no Renfield.
Oh, nice.
Life path. So we made the Factotum life path,
wow.
Which is just a great word. and he's got totally mundane skills, right? Haggling, persuasion, hauling. Why does he have hauling? Well, he's going to move giant coffins around. Appraisal, of course. And then totally not creepy taxidermy.
Oh, no. Excellent.
Local law-wise. And his traits are polite, efficient, and stoic.
Wow. Boy, that tells a story already.
Right. I love it. It's also dedicated to our project manager, Nathan Black.
Nice.
It's merging kind of Renfield and Nathan Black.
Well, where can we find this? So is this available on burningwheel.com?
Yeah, as soon as we're done shipping the Kickstarter rewards, we'll put it live.
Nice.
And not a day sooner.
This is a gorgeous book, truly.
Thanks.
There's an element. So, actually, I've been wanting to talk to you about this for a while. Everything that you do, there is an above and beyond quality play going on, even down to the paper stock, the amount of art, the way the pages are arrayed, everything's going on. The fact that you're given 500 some odd pages, this cover, like
cover's off the hook, right?
Tell me a little bit about what inspires that philosophy in you.
I just want to make things that are nice.
Yeah, I mean,
and I just have my influences just come from literature, from kind of classical design, or even like modern graphic design, kind of mid-century.
Right.
Where like I was taught by someone who was a typographer, right? He kind of mentored me, and he was like, "You have a good eye, but," he's like, here's how you actually typeset something.
Okay, so you're like kind of formally introduced to that concept.
Informally, but I worked in graphic design and print production and whatnot. So I like the process of making this cover. It's different than a piece of Photoshop art that you send to press.
Because these are like inlaid.
Well, these are punched in,
yeah,
right?
Punched in.
But also the two There's 3 different colors on the cover. There's the light blue, the dark blue, and the gold, but there's actually only 2 color plates. There's a gold color plate and a blue color plate, and this is a tint of the blue color plate.
Nice.
And like it's a printing process thing that kind of, like if you hit it right, if you know, it just gets such a clean feel to it. Like the blues are like really rich and solid.
Yeah, it's shimmering. I mean,
right.
that's essentially what's happening.
Well, that was another thing. This is actually a new lesson that I learned, is that when you do the gold, you want to use a stock with a texture. Because we did the gold for Burning Wheel Gold, you know, and if you look at like the 4th printing compared to the 5th printing just like vibrates, and it's the stock because basically there's more surface area
right.
with the with the rougher, like the linen textured stock, and so the gold kind of glitters.
Wow.
Right? And I learned that, you know, through this process.
So cool.
But yeah, so I guess I'm just looking at things from that kind of perspective, like materials and from like a printing process.
Yeah. And it's a kind of a very tactile thing. Now, did this come from, for me, you know, I remember when I was a kid, having those kind of like old D&D tomes, if you will, that I would read. I would take them to school and I would like just pore over them all day. And those covers and that art in there. Did you come from that kind of a background that made you want to give that same experience to other people?
I love my books. I still have a collection of all the AD&D books and all the, like a huge amount of the AD&D modules, the basic modules, all the basic sets. But I just, when I made Burning Wheel, I didn't want to have goofy characters on the cover with, you know, their flesh hanging out or, you know, wielding swords poorly or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, not that that art's in the book. It's just, like, for the cover, I really wanted to say, like, hey, this is different. Like, this is, like, philosophically, like, a step to the side. Like, and, you know, so I really wanted to convey that. Also, like, it was an economic decision. Like, in the early, like, the first printing of Burning Wheel, I was looking to cut costs. Like, I spent $7,000 whatever on that print run of my own money and my friend's money. He contributed, and so I was looking like, what's the best way to like make this as cheap as possible, and like a 1-color cover, because I knew printing process. I knew that I could save all this money on the cover if I could come up with a designed cover that worked with 1 color.
Nice.
So we went from there.
Sense. Absolutely. Well, so this is the Burning Wheel Codex. Do you have anything else planned for Burning Wheel?
It's up to Topi at this point. It's interesting. Like, Topi did such a good job with the Codex that I've said, like, you tell me. You know, he's come to me with some ideas and said, what about this, what about that? And I said, great, like, let me know if you think that'll work. And so it's up to him. If he comes to me and says, like, you know, I think we should do this and it'll work, then I'll do it. But if he comes to me and says, I looked over this stuff and it's bleep, and then bleep the bleep. That'll be great. Just bleep, 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 bleep. And then don't ever tell me anything. Because I just can't stop thinking about it.
It's always the most reckless interviews. I love it. It's just this wild, organic loop.
Anyway, so Topi has taken the mantle of our kind of, like, our editor for the Burning Wheel stuff, which is so important to have somebody who has that kind of dispassion and who can say, like, this is good, it's worth developing, this is terrible, like, let's leave it aside.
Nice.
And so, if we can get enough material that's good, we'll do more.
Excellent. Well, let's move on to, let's talk about Torchbearer for a quick second. I gotta tell you, Torchbearer has been a revolution for our role-playing circles.
Really?
Without a doubt. Very truly. Like, it's all that we want to play anymore. In fact, we played the Space Marine variant.
Oh, yeah.
And it is incredible.
Oh, nice.
I mean, we had such a good time with that. Still do. Still, like, kind of like waiting in the wings. And when you leave the campaign, which we did kind of in the middle of things, you know, you leave this bunch of Marines that are like beaten down. They don't know where they're going to go next. They're out of food.
Yeah.
And they're on this like desert planet with a base that's infested by a disease, you know? And it's like, do we go to the disease? Do we go back to the ship where there's aliens? Like, and they're running through the desert trying to figure it out. And it's like the most tense and rewarding role-playing experience that we have had yet as a group. And that's
great.
Fantastic. So this is back to traditional Torchbearer, the Hand of the Pit. Tell me about this adventure.
So this was developed by Todd James, who is a friend of Tor's, and he's an artist. He's a real artist, like a professional artist.
Right.
You know, not that Kurt and Jordan and folks who do this, the Burning Wheel stuff aren't real artists, but like he makes his living by selling stuff in galleries and things like that.
Okay, nice.
So yeah, he was playing Torchbearer online, really loving it. We had that open call for submissions for Torchbearer Adventures, and Tor selected his as the best concept, this Hand of the Pit thing, and then Tor worked with him. Like Tor's a great editor, and he worked with him for the past, I think, 8 months to help develop this, because Todd had never written an adventure before.
Beautiful.
And we're, as you know, we're really demanding about stuff. Like we didn't want to just release basically like Todd's notes and be like, figure it out. We want things to look and feel a certain way. So yeah, we finally got it all together a few weeks ago, and Todd gave us all this just incredible art that's in the book. So there's the really this insane map, which I begged him not to do.
You love those insane maps. I remember the one on the GM screen.
True. But then there's just this like sick art that he scattered throughout it.
Wow.
Just gorgeous. And so Dro and I sat down and just tried to really honor his art in the layout. And we wanted to do
that's so rich.
Yeah. We wanted to also get back to like where we were 2005, 2006, 2007, 2008 even, where we were coming to GenCon with like little zines and like just small little releases, just to keep us fresh, keep us working, and just to have something for fans, make it worth it to come here to the show, right?
Absolutely. And is this available on burningwheel.com?
The PDF will be, I think the PDF is available today. I think it should go live right now.
Nice.
But the print will only be available at GenCon.
Wow.
Bold statement.
So got to grab one. The last thing that I do want to ask you about is we consistently hear rumors that there's another project in the works involving Vikings.
Yes!
And
we're getting so close.
I would love for you, if you're in a position to do so, to tell us and everybody out there a little bit more about what that's going to look like.
So since 2008, I have been noodling with what was then 10-person, but is now 9-person scenario that involves 2 Viking families claiming their inheritance as the dead patriarch, or the patriarch of their family passes away. And it used to be a Burning Wheel scenario, and in 2012-ish, I stripped that out and took the kind of core of the scenario, the relationships and the beliefs and whatnot, and built a new system under it. Like, so it could be played as a chamber lark. So diceless, uses cards, and I've been slowly like working on the materials. I mean, it has really turned into my baby. It's just turned into this thing that I'm like constantly noodling and tweaking with, and just letting it sit for a while, and coming back to it, making another couple tweaks, letting it sit. But I have to get it out. I have to get it out into the world. So yeah, it's a 9-player LARP. It plays in about 2 to 3 hours. It's one scenario, but it's something that you can play many times.
Wow.
I'd say at least 9 times. And so yeah, I want to launch a Kickstarter for it. It's just so weird. I want to launch like a just nice small Kickstarter for it to try to make the booklets and the cards and a few other materials so that folks can have it.
Perfect.
And I think my schedule is clear enough in September where I can do this.
That's coming up.
That's coming up. So.
And if people want to find out about it, they want to be notified about when that happens, what should they do? Should they follow you on Twitter?
Burning_Luke at Twitter. G+, I'm really active too. I love G+.
Nice.
And burningwheel.com. I mean, we have a blog that we actually update once in a while.
Beautiful. And I guess the last thing, what's this black axe doing here?
Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. A mouse-sized black axe. What's that? So.
It's kind of hard to know that it's mouse-sized, to be fair.
So it is. We just did a free promo card again. Like, I like to have cool things for folks at GenCon, and so for the Mouseguard fans this year, we have a Black Axe card that gives you the stats for the Black Axe, so you can use it in your game.
Nice.
But I won't tell you what they are. You got to get a card.
Great.
Actually, hilariously, the Black Axe stats are buried in the second edition box set in the supplement, but nobody ever talks about them. And so I decided to try to broadcast them out in the world. Like I want to see more black axes in people's games.
Great.
So it's a weapon card. It goes along with the other weapon cards in the box set. Super cool.
Well, thank you so much, Luke. We appreciate your time.
Oh, sir.
This has been Luke Crane of Burning Wheel, Torchbearer, and what, I got a name for the Viking LARP coming up?
Inheritance.
Say that again?
Inheritance.
So stay up with this guy. Luke is one of the best, and thank you guys for watching. We got more coming from GenCon 2016.